try launch here. Thank you, Colin. Thanks for having me.
Of course,
This is Colin. This is an awesome Edge Sport that I'm in. I called it an ST earlier. It's a Sport. He corrected me. There is no back seat. There's no trunk here, guys. This car is absolutely crazy. So, just so that I get this right, this is all-wheel drive, twin-turbo all-wheel drive, right? Okay.
Stay safe.
That's Colin's dad talking to us. Twin turbo all-wheel drive, and how much horsepower and torque is this car making right now?
About 483 horsepower and 545 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay, cool. And that's on ethanol, or
that's on ethanol with a bum transmission, which now we have a built transmission.
Wow, that's crazy. This is my first time in something like this, guys, and let me tell you, this car is, I'm calling it a car, it's really an SUV, but it feels like a car. It's got Indy Firehawks on it, upgraded suspension, it's all-wheel drive. This thing is absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. Okay, so talk to me about some of the performance, the power mods that you have on this car right now.
Alright, so we started off with a 2.7 liter twin turbo from Ford back in 2017, and we were actually looking at buying this or the SQ5, and we ended up going with this just due to the fact that no one's done it before.
Gotcha.
My dad and I love projects. Our other car is a 335 diesel. Got to be different. So we started off with this, and we ended up starting with Unleashed tuning, and we just did a simple drop-in filter, and we took the car from a 14.3 stock and went down to a 13.4.
Okay, in the quarter mile.
In the quarter mile, just with a tune and a drop-in filter.
Okay.
And a thermostat. We went down to 170 degree thermostat. The stock is a 200 degree.
Wow.
We started with a 160 degree thermostat.
On shoulder.
It's a 170 degree thermostat, but it was too cold. It just literally the car wouldn't warm up. So from there, I have a good connection with B&R, Brian Nickel Racing. Did a lot of his turbos on this Mazda Speed 6 I used to own, and I called in a favor. So he did hybrid turbos for this car. These turbos are roughly KO3s. I want to call them like a KO 2.5 because they're slightly smaller. So we went from a 32 millimeter impeller to a 44.
Gotcha.
So and there's two of them.
Okay.
Then we went to Zuri Fab over here in Glen Burnie and got our downpipes done. Stock downpipes were 2 inches.
Gotcha. That's the same guy who you referred me to, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Stock downpipes were 2 inches with cats, and now they're 2.5. We tried to go for 3, but the pie cuts were just too extreme from one of the bins that had to be done, so the flow wouldn't have been there.
Okay.
And then we have a full custom exhaust all the way out the backs. So we made a custom cold air intake that's actually using one of the fog light sections to pull air up, and our intake temps stay about a degree above ambient.
Gotcha.
And our boost temps are only about 3 degrees above ambient.
So right now we're behind Colin, trying to keep up through the twisties. We're in the diesel 335i?
335 Delta.
335 Delta. 335D for diesel, obviously. And Colin is up front in the Edge Sport, and he's pulling away from us in an SUV. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. This is so nuts.
This is modified. That's having trouble.
Gotcha. Yeah, and the 335D isn't stock either. This is highly modified, and we're having trouble keeping up with Colin and the Edge Sport. This is crazy. Just goes to show you the performance and the performance potential that is in this thing. That is nuts. Holy
had the transmission done ran against each other. I'm just amazed that he's pulling away from me.
Right.
And this is a diesel.
Yeah, right. He told me. Amazing. Amazing. What's up, guys? So I'm here with Colin and his dad, and the famous Edge Sport that they have. And everybody watching this video is probably thinking the same thing. What made you guys go with modifying an SUV?
That would definitely be his field. That's all him.
That was never the intention to begin with.
Okay, gotcha.
The intention was replacing an existing mid-size SUV.
Right.
We basically create a list of things we're looking for.
Right.
Then we go and take a look at what vehicles qualify.
Right.
The first list, I think, was about 10 to 12. Yeah, 10 to 12 vehicles.
Gotcha.
Basically specifications. One all-wheel drive, one a certain size, one a certain weight, one a certain gas mileage.
Right.
So once we did all that and narrowed that down just sitting in the office, from there we decided, let's go test drive and narrow down the final 5. Well, the last 3 came down to the preferably the SQ5 Audi, but it turned out we were looking at the Q5 for budget reasons. And then we found out about this one, and there was one other vehicle. I don't know if it was the Volvo or the BMW or what,
Yeah.
but basically our whole concept, as we just realized we were going to get into this, was to not affect the reliability or the maintainability or the longevity of the vehicle. So we had to accept at that point that we weren't going to open the motor. Once you open the motor, you start changing engineering designs. So from there, we decided, okay, we'll just make her breathe the best she can.
Yeah.
So what we did was wanted to catch can, reach out to JLT, which is a couple guys that we know really good. We had a look-alike stock. It used stocks, fittings, and everything. This is a 7.5 ounce catch can. We change it every oil change and has barely anything in it. During the winter, it's more. Then we did a breather because obvious reasons. It's still being tested and refined.
That's to relieve crankcase pressure.
That is
right?
correct.
For people
That
who
is
don't
correct.
know. Okay.
Then from there, I guess we'll pop right up here. Strut bar, Chinese special,
Okay. There we go.
eBay special.
Hey, if it holds.
It holds. It's doing its thing. It's going to be powder coated black in the color of the car eventually.
Okay.
Then sweeping our way over, you cannot see it, but the hybrid turbos,
Okay.
B&R hybrid turbos, they are on their site. They're custom.
Infamous hybrid turbos.
Yep. They have turbo blankets by Comp Turbos.
Okay.
They made a couple one-offs for us.
Okay.
That really helped keep the engine bay temperature down. 2.5-inch downpipes. And as soon as we got rid of the catalytic converters, I didn't say that.
In Mexico.
In Mexico, yes, that's the only place we drive. It really brought the engine bay temperatures down
Okay.
substantially.
Okay.
Which was a big concern because with the infrared gun, just here we would hit 245, 260
Wow.
when we opened the hood. It was
Wow.
just insane.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So now ambient temperature with the car idling in traffic on a hot day would probably only be about 90 degrees above ambient, which isn't bad.
Right.
So about 180.
Right.
DOV.
Then we did Turbo Smart blow-off valve. That was one of the first mods we did.
Can we
it's
see
gonna be
it
hard to
from
see.
here?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to see. It's right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Then coming over, so this looks a little rough. It was because there's no intakes available for the Ford Edge due to space reasons and just lack of places to get oxygen and air, fresh air, I should say. So this section here, you see this little chunk right here. This is where the Edge OEM picks up its air. So
Yes.
it actually pinches down to less than an inch tall.
Okay.
So that wasn't okay. I mean, we were actually causing a vacuum in the stock box.
Right.
So this box now sucks from behind the headlight and it is fed from down here in the fog light. Below the fog light. And you might be able to see it, but the red is actually a paint funnel.
Oh, nice. That's trick. I would never catch that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Then that pumps air straight up into here. Our box stays about 1 to 2 degrees above ambient temperature.
Okay.
All down the highway.
Well, I noticed you guys have the Extreme DI.
I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to talk to you guys.
A shout out to Yui. Thank you, Yui.
Okay.
We got the Extreme DI 35 over pump.
Okay.
And that is what really helped drive down our times. We were able to run 485 then. And believe it or not, stock injectors and stock intake fuel pump keep up.
Wow. Okay. So the only fueling upgrade you did was the DI pump.
Yep.
For the high pressure fuel pump.
That's it.
Okay.
And not even the 60 over pump, the 35.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
And last but
And
not...
when you say over, 35 psi over? Is
no,
that
35% over.
Oh, okay,
On
gotcha,
pressure.
gotcha.
It's pressure.
Okay.
And then we have Ultimate Performance Intercooler. The black is
Okay.
flaking off a little. It's black radiator paint, but we'll say that's just been sandblasted from multiple high-speed passes. Yes.
Right.
Then the stock grill, also here's a weird thing that Ford did. You can actually see it right here. The stock grill stops here. So we actually took this grill out and sent it out to the CNC and had the rest of this done.
Get more airflow. Everything's about airflow and cooling.
Yep.
That's the key to horsepower, folks. Is airflow and cooling.
You gotta have the car hooked up to the road to put down power. So we went with Rota KBRs, 19 by 9.5, with Indy Firehawk 285 35 19s. And the main reason we went with 19s instead of the stock 20s was because we actually wanted to gear the car down a little bit.
Okay.
And this was the cheapest way, smaller wheels.
Right.
So the rotating circumference is only about 9% less, but that just gave me enough to get to gear it down a little bit.
Gotcha.
Then we contacted H&R and they did a custom set of progressive springs for us. And you might have to lay down on the ground to see it, but they're 35% stiffer. And then we did a custom rear sway bar by Atco, which is 1 1/16 on the thickness.
Very nice. Okay.
And last but not least, the story behind the RS. I know there's going to be some people on there that's like, it's not an RS, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
The RS was a joke between my father and I. Once we hit below 12.5, I told him I was smacking the RS on there, and it's been there ever since.
There we go. And you know, that's a shout out to all you RS owners out there. If you're not below 12.5, you can't talk smack. So hey, they earned a badge. Okay, so everybody obviously wants to know how much power are you getting out of the 2.7 liter twin turbo EcoBoost, and what do your times look like? Quarter mile, 0 to 60, that type of thing.
So when we did our dyno down at National Speed in Virginia, Richmond, we put down 483 horsepower and 545 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow.
Now, here's the caveat. Our torque converter came unlocked at 5,500 pounds. Sorry, 5,500 RPMs.
Yeah.
So now we have a built transmission, and we're about to go down again to put down numbers again because we think it's going to be a little more. And our record quarter mile was a 12.29 at 116.
Wow. Okay.
It was 115.92.
Right. And that's how, and that's
The way
on
it
these
sits right now.
as it sits right now. 12.2.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, guys. So on the edge, they have a electric cutout. So this is pipes closed.
Yep.
All right. So nice and mellow. That's pipes closed, guys. Okay. So let's go ahead and open the pipes, Colin. Wow. That's mean. You hear the turbo spool and everything. That's beautiful.
Okay, so we have so many people to say thank you to that we literally have to go to our Instagram page and do this.
For a list.
So we're going to go through the list, and it may not be in priority order, but
It won't be in priority
we
order.
definitely got to give ZFG Racing. Adam is
you're awesome.
awesome.
You're awesome.
I mean, if you're going to take your edge beyond the edge, out of stock,
That's how you do it.
that's the man. We've been through 5 tuners. We're not going to talk about, but every tuner is not the same. This man is the guy to go if you want to push the edge.
Yep. Then we got Extreme DI. Again, Yui. I've called you out 3 times on this. You're awesome. Appreciate all the help and support. Then we got Ramfab. Rambo, you know who you are down in Florida. Thank you for making the pipes for us and being patient with us.
Then we got Zuri, who's over at Zuri Fabrications, who is the guy that took the entire first set of catless down pipes and did a 2.5 all the way back with cutouts, which definitely gives us the freedom of breathing as much as we can.
Then we got B&R. B&R, thank you so much for doing that favor for me with the turbos, and apparently you're selling a few more now too. And then Ultimate Performance for the intercooler. And last but not least, we wouldn't forget you, Pat, at level 10. You're awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You got to at least meet that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's incredible.
He's awesome.
Also, we got to give a shout out to Subway Auto Body.
Yep.
They keep us looking good. And
Excellent.
they fix us every time somebody bumps into us.
There you go.
That's a good thing we can say when somebody bumps into us.
Yeah.
But that's always when we're stopped because you ain't catching us rolling.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thanks, Colin.
Of course, you're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Hey,
thank you so
thank you.
much.
It was a
And
pleasure.
guys, this car is amazing. Trust me. I can't capture all of it on video just because you got to ride in this thing. You got to hear it. You got to see it. But it is absolutely amazing. This won't be the last time that I'm around this edge, hopefully.
And there is a to be continued, but I'm going to leave that little secret for this individual here because the next time we hit the track, as far as we're concerned, the project's done, and that will be the final time. Catch us if you can.
11s is the goal.
There we go. 11's is the goal. All right, guys.